If you have ever struggled with anxiety or you struggle with it now, then this is the video for you. Let's just jump right into it. Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Noah, back again with another YouTube video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I help people awaken to their true abilities through wellness and spirituality, and thank you guys so much for stopping by. In today's video, it's actually going to be a very important and informative video for you guys because I want to go over how you can get rid of your anxiety. Anxiety is a very, very common illness. It's a very common thing that a lot of people deal with. It's something that isn't very talked about a lot, and it's not something that is taught how to overcome and how to actually deal with it. And so that is why today I wanted to make this video about how you can get rid of your anxiety, because if you guys don't know, anxiety is something that I have struggled with for years and years of my life. You know, I've gotten a lot better with my anxiety, you know, and if you are curious, the anxiety that I go through, it's very different for everyone, you know, but the specific anxiety that I deal with is that I can get panic attacks from, you know, gruesome videos or medical type of things, you know, that kind of can tend to trigger my anxiety. And so that is why I wanted to make this video, because I feel like I'm pretty well versed on anxiety. You know, I have a lot of family members in my family who deal with it as well. And so I think this video can help out a lot of you who are kind of just done with your anxiety and you want to get rid of it and you really want to neutralize it for yourself so that you can ultimately live life on your own terms. You know, a lot of the times the anxiety holds us back from pursuing our dreams and pursuing our passions. And in today's video, I actually want to show you and teach you guys how you can deal with it. And so let's just jump right into it. Anxiety a lot of the times affects our physical body, right? It makes us very anxious and it just makes us feel like we can't do anything, you know. And I want to go into kind of what anxiety is, because anxiety is all about your mental state of awareness, you know. A lot of the times people think that anxiety is very physical, but it starts in your mental frame of mind. You know, that's where anxiety comes from. It comes from your thoughts. You know, it comes from what you are thinking. You know, and how you can deal with anxiety and get rid of it is being able to understand that your thoughts don't control who you are. You know, your thoughts aren't necessarily you, right? We have, each and every day, all of us have thousands and thousands of thoughts that come in, right? But we can choose to block out or get rid of certain thoughts that we don't necessarily like. You know, we don't have to attend to each and every thought, and we don't have to let every single thought dictate how we feel. You know, and a lot of the times anxiety starts from our mental state of awareness. You know, a lot of people suffer anxiety in different ways, you know, whether it's social anxiety, whether it's anxiety from certain, you know, creatures or certain things, right? It is very different for everyone. And so where it starts from, though, is from your mental state. And this is huge because, you know, oftentimes we like to think that it starts with our physical body. Now, our physical body gets affected from it after we think a certain way, you know. And when these thoughts come up in our head, what we can do to get rid of this anxiety is first analyze the thought. Identify what thoughts are triggering your anxiety, because they're always thoughts that trigger your anxiety. A lot of times people think that it is what we see that triggers our anxiety, but what we see triggers the thought in our head. And so once we can identify the thought, right, we can make a choice to give into that thought or to not let it affect us. And this has been huge in my life because, like I said before, I've struggled with, you know, panic attacks and anxiety for a long time. in my life, and it's not super, it's not very bad, but it comes around every so often, every once in a while. And what I'm about to share with you has helped change my life forever. And part of it is being able to identify what thoughts are triggering your anxiety, because a lot of the times whenever I start to get anxiety, it starts with the thoughts that I have in my head. I would say every time that happens, it starts with the thoughts that I have in my head. And how you can eliminate your anxiety and get rid of it is not choosing to give in to your thoughts, not choosing to give in to the thoughts that you have. And this takes a lot of stillness, this takes being able to practice being in this present moment, because when we're in this present moment, anxiety doesn't exist. You see, whenever we get anxiety, it always happens because we are thinking in the future. We're always thinking about what's going to happen. And this is what actually causes our anxiety. And so how we can actually get rid of and deal with our anxiety is being able to realize that it's not a part of us right now, and it doesn't have to affect this present moment. And so one of the ways that I've been able to get rid of my anxiety is through stillness, practicing being quiet, practicing being away from screens, practicing just being by yourself and, taking deep breaths, right? Because our breath is life, it's our life force. It's what we use to live on this earth, and so whenever we are focusing on our breath, it can really calm you down, and it can really alleviate a lot of the physical traumas that happen within your body whenever you get anxiety, whenever that initial thought comes through. And this has been huge for me, and I want to share this with you guys because I know that it can help you guys as well. And I know a lot of people deal with it, but not a lot of people, specifically in the spiritual community, I find actually talk about anxiety and how we can deal with it and how we can actually neutralize it and get rid of it. It starts with our belief. We have to believe that we can overcome anxiety. The question becomes, once we study stillness, is how do we get to a state of stillness? How are we able to observe our thoughts? And this is huge. This is actually what changed my life and was able to allow me to get rid of anxiety, was practicing meditation. Meditation can come in multiple different forms. It doesn't have to be just one form of meditation. A lot of the times we like to think of meditation as closing your eyes, sitting in a seated position with our hands on our lap, doing certain mudras with our fingers. But what real meditation is simply stillness. It's simply being the observer of your reality. It's simply being able to be in this present moment. And so that can look like a lot of different ways. You can meditate while you are walking. You can meditate while you are doing something that you love. It's all about finding what fits for you. A meditation that I recommend is closed-eyed meditation, sitting in a seated position, because when we close our eyes, it's easier for us to be in the present moment, because we're not focused on certain things that are happening outside of this physical reality. And I like to meditate with my eyes closed because it allows me to shut off my senses, and so I can observe. When we shut off our senses by closing our eyes, we're actually able to, it's easier for us to observe kind of the thoughts that come in, because we're not seeing anything, right? But what we are seeing is our thought patterns. And so that is why this is huge for being able to get rid of our anxiety. And so that is why meditation has been huge for me. I want to make a separate video on how meditation has helped me as well, because I think it's super important. And this is one of the ways that it has helped me as well. And so just being able to be still and observe your thoughts. Next time when you have that triggering thought of that could cause anxiety, take a deep breath. You know, this is gonna lower your heart rate and it'll be very beneficial for you. And so I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you learned something. I hope this helped you, each and every one of you out. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns on any future videos that you want me to talk about, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below. And if you have any recommendations for what videos you want to see, feel free to message me as well. But with all that being said, my friends, have a wonderful afternoon, morning, or night wherever you're at. And peace, love, and happiness. Mwah.